Hello, Mr. Bryant. Here's a quick summary from our lesson back on June 5th. I have selected 4 shots here for us to look at. And the main thing we did, first we're going to look at driver. Actually, here we go. Real quick, first we'll talk about the irons. We were hitting some iron shots. We knew we needed to get you hitting the ground more consistently to get it airborne nice and solid every single time. The easiest time we had doing that was when I placed my hand kind of on the top right portion of your head, and I just helped you keep your head a little bit more steady and had you try and take a divot. And you probably made 5 or 6 swings in a row when we were doing that were pretty solidly struck, fairly straight flight, and overall it was a pretty simple feeling you could take with you to try and keep your head nice and steady and centered. No raising up prematurely and taking a divot every single time you hit a golf ball. And an easy way to practice that is to start with pitch shots, feel the head, try and feel your head stay steady, nice and steady, not rigid. The reason that we chose the word steady is because your head is allowed to move a little bit. We just don't want it moving all over the place. Start with pitch shots where you're taking divots in front of the golf ball, then move to 3/4 swings, and then to full swings. All right, and now towards the end of the lesson, we recorded some drivers on TrackMan. And the big number that we looked at was your launch angle, which is this number down here. These were a couple of your first few swings that I grabbed. This one, your launch angle was at 6 degrees. The ball carries 180 yards and ends up going right around 220. If we look at this one, which this was another one of the first couple, this ball only launches at 4 degrees, real low, and your ball only carries 135 yards. The first swing, even though it launched pretty low, it actually went okay. However, the miss from this 6-degree launch down to the 4-degree launch costs you a lot of distance in the long run, because when the ball lands on the ground that early in the swing, even if it still has a lot of oomph behind it, up here at Highlands where it's wet, it's just not going to roll out. So then I have your last couple swings of the day, and again, we played the ball. What we did is we played the ball more forward, we teed it up a little higher, and we tried to swing a little bit up and right on it. And we could see our launch has just about doubled, up to 12 degrees. And the total distance, as the radar estimated it, isn't that much longer, but what we really want to look at is the carry. The carry distance is significantly longer. So here's that first ball. You only launched it at 6 degrees, but you kind of get away with it because it still flies about 180, and the radar estimates it would go about 220. Now, we know up here at Highlands Country Club, if you're playing in a morning game and it rained overnight, there's a lot of holes where your ball is just not going to roll out after it lands because the fairways up here get so wet. So this ball that carries only 180, it's probably only going to go 185 or 190 on those days. Versus the second ball that launched at 11 degrees, it's going to go, we know it's going to go at least 200 because that's how far it carries. It doesn't matter what the ground conditions are. And so again, we played it more forward, teed it up higher, and we felt like we were swinging a little up and right on it. Going back to this first swing, and when I played golf with you that day with Mr. Neal, we were playing in that blue-white group. If we look at your attack angle, which is how much down or up you're hitting on the golf ball, the earlier swing that only launches at 6 degrees, you hit 6 degrees down on it. That's a severely downward strike. When we go to the ball that launched closer to 12 degrees, you actually hit just over a degree up on it, a slightly upward strike. And that's a huge advantage for launch, carry, and having an acceptable spin rate. And here's just one more swing of the day. Again, launching it much higher. We're launching it at 16 degrees here, flying at 200 again. Our attack angle only slightly down. And again, even on a wet day, this tee ball is going to be playable. Now, the other thing we noticed over the course of all the shots, besides hitting it higher and carrying it further, is your misses were not as drastic when you launched it higher. You had some small push fades, you had some small pull draws, but overall, you were going to be able to find every golf ball if you hit your driver like this. and for the most part, it's going to serve you better out on the course versus maybe having a wicked hook here or a real bad slice there. Those high balls that go straighter are going to be more functional around our golf course. All right, Mr. Bryant, if you have any questions, you let me know. Hope everything is going well, and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.